Can I work while studying abroad? This question is always on the mind of every international student who is interested or wants to study abroad. Before we delve into this, like, share, follow, and subscribe to our channels. Can you work while studying in the UK? It's yes. This answer varies by country. So I want to delve into working whilst you can study in the UK. You can work 20 hours per week at the undergraduate, master's, and PhD level. This is approved by the UKVI during term times, and when school is on vacation, you can work full-time. Students can take jobs such as working in cafes, restaurants, retail stores, customer service, and university support jobs. The best thing about the UK is that they have the graduate route visa. So once you are done with school, it doesn't end there. You can apply for a postgraduate route visa, which allows you to stay and work. When you are an undergraduate student, you have 18 months to stay behind and apply for this visa, which allows you to work full-time in the UK. This is the same for master's students, but when you're a PhD student, you're allowed to work up to 3 years and stay in the UK as well. The next country I want to talk about is Canada. So as an international student in Canada, the good news is you are going to be able to work up to 24 hours per week. Unlike the UK, you can work 24 hours per week in Canada. Yeah. As an international student, you are also allowed to apply for a PGWP. That is, if your course is eligible. Before, you were allowed to work up to 3 years in Canada. But according to IRCC, if your course is not PGWP eligible, you cannot work in Canada once you are done studying. You have to go back to your home country. Now let's talk about Australia. I know a lot of students like to hear about Australia. So as an international student coming from Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, as long as you're an international student, you're allowed to work 48 hours per fortnight. I know this is a challenge. So 48 hours per fortnight simply means that as an international student, you're allowed to work 48 hours every 2 weeks. So whether you're an undergraduate student, whether you're a master's student, whether you're a PhD student, when you are in Australia as an international student, you are allowed to work 48 hours every 2 weeks. And also, just like all the other countries, Australia also has the graduate route visa for every international student. As long as you are there to study, you are allowed to apply for this graduate route visa, which gives you up to 3 years to stay in Australia once you've completed your course study to work full-time in Australia. Now to my last country, the USA, America. Yes. So as an international student in the US, you are allowed to work 20 hours per week on campus. For USA, it's quite a different story. You cannot work off campus for that amount of hours. You can work only on campus for 20 hours per week. If you want to work off campus, unless it is allowed through your course program. So there's something called CPT, Curricular Practical Training, CPT. So this CPT is mostly for students after they have completed the first academic year of their studies. So once you've completed your first academic year, you can be eligible for this CPT. It is in a form of internships so that you can work off campus. That is aside the 20 hours per week. And then we have something called the OPT, the Optional Practical Training. The OPT is also the Post-Graduation Work Authorization. Just like the other countries, the US uses the OPT as the graduate route where you can apply for your postgraduate work permit after you are done with your studies. Now, if you are a student studying in the humanities, in the business courses, you are allowed to apply for this OPT and stay behind in the US after you have completed your work course, the humanities, the law, the social science, and also the business students, this OPT is available for you. You are termed as non-STEM students, so you are allowed to work only for 1 year. If you do not find any permanent job in this 1 year, you have to return to your home country. So if you're a STEM student, that is the science, the technology, the engineering, and the mathematics students. If your course falls within this STEM category, you are allowed to apply for this OPT and stay in the US up to 3 years. So unlike the non-STEM students who are allowed to apply for only up to 1 year, if you are a STEM student, you are allowed to apply up to 3 years and stay full-time and work in the US. Lastly, I want to add that if you have a part-time job, or because you know you have an avenue to apply for part-time jobs because you are an international student, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't plan financially for your study abroad journey. If only you want to study abroad, you should plan for your finances. Don't think that, oh, I have part-time job, so I can cater for all my expenses and all my costs. Part-time jobs cannot cater for every cost that you would incur throughout this journey. Talking about part-time jobs, having a part-time job does not mean that you should not look for avenues to sponsor yourself while studying in the UK. If you know that your parents, your sponsor, are not going to be sending you money for your tuition fee, your accommodation cost, and all costs incurred during your studies, make sure that you are financially prepared before you start your study abroad journey. Unless you have a fully funded scholarship, you have a government-backed scholarship like the Scholarship Secretariat if you are from Ghana, or the Commonwealth Scholarship, and all those external scholarships backing you during your studies. Do not rely solely on part-time jobs to sponsor yourself throughout your studies. If you enjoyed this video as much as I did, don't forget to like, share, follow us, and subscribe to all our channels. And also, if all this information I shared is too much for you, it's worrying your head, don't worry. That is why One Education, we are here to help you. You can send us an email, you can WhatsApp us, you can visit our website, you can send us a DM on TikTok, on all social media platforms. We are also located here at the A&T Mall. You can walk in any time between the hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day, except on weekends. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.